Hey everybody. Um, I said I would update about my process of getting my testosterone prescription, and it seems to have been a very long one, and it is not over yet. And, I knew that there may be loopholes in me coming home for break and not being able to get an appointment on time, but I didn't think people would, like, string me along and then, like, cancel a bunch of appointments on me and not realize how much it actually affects me. And I'm aggravated as hell. So I'll just explain what's happened. Um, I came home. Uh, the last video I made, I said that I was waiting on a phone call from the endocrinologist's clinic. Um, I've never been a patient there before, so I was just waiting to have like my intake appointment. Um, and they were going to call me and set that up. So they had been closed from the 28th to the 2nd of January because they were moving buildings, which meant all of their phones and faxes were down. But my therapist and the organization I'm going to, who recommended the endocrinologist, didn't think it'd be a good idea to go to some kind of hospital organization because it's a lot harder to get appointments with a like busy clinic or a hospital than it is to get an appointment at a naturopathic clinic like the one I'm going to. So I was all set waiting for this phone call. I get the phone call on the 3rd, um, and they tell me like, okay, well, we'll go ahead and set you up with an appointment on I think it was like the 12th of January, and this is on the 3rd. So here I am sitting there going, okay, I just waited for you to open for like a week and a half or whatnot, a week I think it was, and you're giving me the only appointment like another week later. It just was like super frustrating. So I was like, all right, I'll take it. Later that night, I get a phone call, and they're like, oh, we forgot to tell you you have to complete another step before you can see the doctor. She wants you to go and get your blood work done, and she also would like you to get like a pap smear done. Yay! So anyway, I knew I'd have to do blood work eventually, so I was like, all right. And they were like, you can do it at our clinic. The nearest appointment we have would be to cancel your appointment with Dr. whatever who I'm going to see, and to come into our clinic and just see like a nurse and have them do your blood work, and all that stuff. And I was like, so still waiting until the 12th just to do the blood work. She was like, yeah. I was like, all right, I'll do it at my private primary care physician. She was like, okay. And I was like, can you give me the details of the blood tests I need to get done? And the secretary was like, oh, well, the doctor's not in right now. Like, you'll have to call back and speak to her directly to figure that out. And I was like, okay, well, when's she going to be in? And they said, like, Wednesday. So I waited a couple days. I called back. The doctor had just left, like, 10 minutes before I called. So I had already scheduled an appointment at my private clinic, where I usually just go see my primary care doctor. So I went to that this morning, and they said, oh, like, we'll look over the blood work and see, because I went online on Hudson's Guide and looked up, like, what blood tests I should probably get done, probably. I had no idea what this private clinic wanted me to do, so I just came in with like a list of tests that trans guys usually have to get done before they get a prescription. Thank God there's resources out there. So I came in with the list. He went over it with another doctor who's trans friendly, and they were like, okay, but you've eaten this morning, right? And I was like, yeah, I ate breakfast. And he was like, oh, well, you have to take the blood tests when you're fasting. So we can set you up with an appointment tomorrow, and the results take like a certain amount of days to come back. And I was like, seriously? Like, one more day of waiting? So they did the PAP, which was uncomfortable. I changed my name in the hospital system so that they now call me Emmett. And it's just like a preferred name, but the entire time the nurse was like, yeah, sure, we can change your preferred name. And I was like telling her about all these trans things. She was still calling me she the entire time. And I don't know. Then again, they were kind of doing a PAP, and like they had to do a chest exam as well. So I think she was confused, obviously. But that's okay, because at least they were really nice about the name thing, and they like changed it in the system, so that was cool. Anyway, so I'm going in tomorrow to get the blood work done, and I get a call when I get home from the clinic from the people who are supposed to be my endocrinologists, and they're saying that the appointment I had eventually scheduled with the doctor to do the intake there is conflicting with one of her meetings that she's having. And that appointment was supposed to be on the 11th. So I thought, I'm getting all this blood work done. I can go see the doctor on the 11th. Cool. So the next available appointment that they're going to reschedule me for is the 17th of January. Guess when I fly back to college? The 20th. And, I know for sure, the 17th is just an intake appointment. They're probably, may or may not even give me the prescription, but maybe, yeah, they'll give me the prescription. And then what? I have 3 days with this doctor who's, never in the clinic because she works once a week to actually have them show me how to do the injection, and, it's just not going to happen. And I'm very upset. This clinic has made me wait weeks and weeks and weeks and delayed things, and, I don't know, this is urgent for me, because if I go back to New York, upstate, not New York City, upstate in suburb land, there don't seem to be any endocrinologists in my town. There's also definitely not as many trans-friendly endocrinologists or doctors, physicians. I know there's therapists, but I just prefer to do it here. And also, the pharmacy shoemaker, something like that, shoemaker, I don't know. There's a pharmacy in Southwest Portland that does, that you can go to and get your testosterone from, and it is $52. And if you go to Walgreens, it's something like 75 or 90 something, I don't know. So that's why I want to do it here. I can get the testosterone for 3 months, or however many months I can ask for a larger dose, and get it from a cheap place and not have to worry. But it doesn't look like that's actually gonna happen. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is all just predictions, but it's pretty realistic predictions. So just waiting for a phone call from the endocrinologist again to see if they can book me any sooner, but it really doesn't look like they can. I kind of just want to be very upset with them on the phone, but I'm not that kind of a person. They've rescheduled me 3 times now. It's just kind of shitty service. But I'm not even their patient yet, so it's not like they feel bad. Anyway, that's my update. Hope this doesn't seem too ranty, but it's definitely a rant, and I don't post rants that often, but here you go. There's rant number 1. Yeah, I just wish it's 2 appointments. It's not that difficult, and everybody, because of Christmas, has been oh, I'm sorry, we're super unorganized, and I'm get it together, dude. I worked at a hospital all summer. It's not that hard. Okay, I'm gonna go make some breakfast. Hope everybody's doing well. I start fasting at midnight, so no worries. I'm gonna pig out right now. Yeah, cross your fingers for me if you're even watching the video this late. But no tea yet. No tea updates yet. We'll see, man. We'll see. Alright, cheers.